Victoria's first People's Truth-Telling process, the Yoorrook Justice Commission, is turning its focus to the arrival of Europeans in the 1800s. Two non-Indigenous descendants of early colonial figures will reflect on a period that certainly changed everything for the first Australians. Deputy Chair and Commissioner Adjunct Professor Sue-Ann Hunter joins us now. Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Very big day today. We are talking about a period of immense trauma for First Nations people, and it really did change everything for them, didn't it?
It did, and particularly bringing the Descendants people forward talks about how those pivotal times in our colonial past change the track for First Peoples. So it's important that not only we have First Peoples telling, but we get non-Indigenous people reflecting on their past coming forward as well. Because when we change things in this country, or particularly in this state, we change them for everybody, not just First People. So everybody needs to be reflecting on the history.
So what's happening today with the hearing? Who's speaking?
So today we have three people. One is Elizabeth Boulderstone. So she owns a property in Gippsland, and on that site in the 1830s there was what's called now the Warrigal Creek massacres. So that's going to be probably hard to hear. But she's done her history and wants to come and speak about that. The second person we have is Peter Sharp, and he's the great-grandson of the former Prime Minister, Alfred Deakin, so that's going to be quite interesting. So he's researched the past, and particularly Alfred Deakin's with the Aborigines Protection Act. What was his involvement in that? And we know that's formally known as a half-caste act, and people would be aware of that. And I think that was a pivotal time that started Stolen Generation. So that's really important history of this state. And then the third and final one is Dr. Katrina Kellner. She's an author and a researcher. The thing about hers is she's a descendant of someone called Captain James Little. So he got the Thistle, the boat the Thistle, and he was the man that brought over Edward Henty, and that started the state of Victoria. So that's quite pivotal in the history of this state.
So all of these people appearing today will essentially reflect on the actions of their ancestors.
Yeah, which is what we need in this state. And it's our shared history. It's not just First Peoples history. So we can all reflect on this. And we're creating an official public record. And this will be the first time First Peoples have a say, because the oppressor usually tells history. And we want that whole story told, and I think those reflections are really important.
So how did this come about with the three people who will be speaking today? How did their involvement come about? So
they made a submission to Yoorrook, but we also had Susanna Henty come forward a while ago in our hearings around the land injustice. And she was amazing on the stand, and I think that helped others and reached out and to us and would like to tell their story. I think it's really pivotal that everybody's involved in this because this state needs to move forward.
Everybody hears, and we're not just talking the state, obviously the hearings are in Melbourne, but anybody watching us, we're a national program around Australia, Sue-Ann, can tune in today and
certainly
watch.
Can. So we're streaming live on the Yoorrook Justice website, and also we have a Facebook page which we're streaming live. But if you do miss it, they all are all up there. And I encourage people to go, and there's lots of evidence from previous hearings people have submitted. And I do encourage people to go and read some and maybe start that conversation, because you don't want to be a bystander in this, and I think we're all a part of changing Victoria for the better.
Sue-Ann, thank you so much for coming in, and no doubt a lot of people will be tuning in and certainly looking at the reports after that as well. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.